Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Canelo has to fight Benavidez to be great. Look, let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. In Teddy the Hater Atlas, Canelo Alvarez's number one hater has come out and stated that Canelo Alvarez has to fight David Benavidez in order to be considered a great fighter, or to become the greatest Mexican fighter, or to even be the best fighter at 168. Let me break down his statement. He states, if Canelo's going to be called one of the greatest Mexicans in the top 168-pound fighter and accept those accolades, then he has to fight David Benavidez. He has to fight Benavidez to justify that. He has to. Now, this is the same Teddy Atlas who said for years and even earlier this year that Canelo Alvarez is simply not a great fighter. This is all Teddy Atlas has ever said. Now, we know this man's a hater and constantly talking out of his ass. Think about this. Canelo Alvarez is already great. He does not need David Benavidez to prove that. Canelo Alvarez is the first and only ever undisputed fighter at 168 pounds, period. Not Roy Jones, not Andre Ward, but Canelo Alvarez. You cannot take history and legacy from him. Canelo Alvarez is also lineal in back-to-back weight classes, 160 and 168. Canelo Alvarez is also a 4-weight world champion, and Canelo Alvarez also has the best resume in boxing. You can't take away what this man has accomplished. He's already a Hall of Famer. He's already great, and by being undisputed at 168, he's already the consensus number one fighter in the division. What the hell are you talking about to prove it? He doesn't have a damn thing to prove by fighting David Benavidez. For Canelo, that's just another fight. In the words of Canelo, David Benavidez is a good fighter. Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter. There is difference. Canelo Alvarez has already proved his greatness. Let me break it down some more. David Benavidez, one of his best wins of his career was Caleb Plant. Canelo Alvarez knocked this man out while he was still undefeated and still a world champion. David Benavidez went to a decision with Caleb Plant that Canelo Alvarez had already knocked out and who was no longer a world champion. So you can't say that that win meant more for Benavidez than it did Canelo. It doesn't make any sense. What's even more interesting is that his other biggest win is Demetrius Andre, but Demetrius Andre's resume is dookie. This man has never fought and beat a world champion in his entire career. So you can't even look at him anything other than a hype job. So let's be honest and unbiased. Canelo Alvarez already secured his legacy when this man went undisputed at 168 pounds.